Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles with one purpose only: to help people all around the world of all walks of life achieve their manifestation, dreams, and goals. True story. All the information for me is below. I've been a coach total of 10 years, 7 years outside YouTube, 3 years on YouTube. My predecessor channel is linked directly below, which was hijacked by haters. I had some 22 subscribers there, so you can get to know my material there, the plethora of videos, over 600 of them. This is a new channel, so big thumbs up and big subscribe and smash that bell button to not miss any notification for when I upload my videos or shorts. What I do in my coaching is I essentially help people quantum leap themselves to a higher timeline, what I call the Golden Buddha timeline, which represents the ultimate fairy tale of your life, which you actually came here to live out in this earthly experience. My coaching program is unlike any other coaching program because I've developed it and constructed it myself. Out of the last 15 years of my own personal journey, I took my own personal deep dive 15 years ago, and certainly out of the last 10 years of being a coach and experimenting and tweaking and refining this coaching program amidst thousands and thousands of people that I've helped across the years, and really created these methods and these teachings that are completely infallible if you follow the yellow brick road of the coaching process. And symbolically, there are 3 steps. First, we process your mama drama panorama. I need to know everything, okay? You don't have to tell me absolutely everything if you're particularly ashamed of something, but it certainly helps to work on things that truly bother you. So if you're coming in, let's just say with DSP problems, I certainly need to know everything in order to be able to help you, because it lets me in into the construct of your mind. Now, if you're omitting things, if you're lying, if you're not completely open, it's going to become really, really hard for me, okay? This will allow me again to see what the blueprint is right now and how to guide you very gently but with determination towards the blueprint where you actually belong, and really from which you will construct the perfect 360 bubble, which actually represents the authentic you. The second step is processing the emotions, which is really important. And this I guide you through step by step. Again, a lot of people really hold on to emotions of the past experiences, past traumatic events, etc., that essentially get buried deep down inside. And my favorite metaphor for that is that if you have a living room full of garbage, you are a hoarder of emotions that never got taken out, essentially. And so metaphorically speaking, the living room stinks, all right? And so you can't invite the beautiful guests and serve them caviar and champagne if you're a drinker, or some fancy tea if you're a tea drinker like myself. So the processing of the emotions accomplishes quite a bit, actually. It's not that scary when you have a coach by your side. But what it accomplishes is fundamentally transferring you from one timeline to another energetically, is why you're stuck where you're stuck, because you're controlled by your emotions, and thus your mind. It's on automatic pilot by now. Your emotions rule your world, and they really shouldn't. So this is why we process emotions a lot in my coaching. You literally become a part of a different world once you shed all of that mama drama panorama, which ultimately belongs to other people who have affected you along the way. It's a true story, and I know this from my own personal experience. And the last symbolic step, like I said, there are 3 steps. I teach you manifestation with my own teachings, my own methodology. as well as energy work, something that no coach on planet Earth teaches the way that I do. I've done my research, and this is a method I've developed since early childhood of my own. Didn't have the words for it back then, but the more, I grew up, obviously, and in my adulthood, I started experimenting with it. And when I became a coach after taking my own deep dive, I said, you know what? As weird as it sounds, maybe to some people, it's very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Once you process your mama drama panorama, very elegant method. A child can do it again. But again, to some people, it might sound strange, but it works 100% of the time when you apply it correctly. And it's really powerful, and you get to get your way every single time, provided you're benevolent. On this channel, as I've mentioned in my post about this audio, you listen, we only teach benevolence here. You cannot get away from the universal laws. And if you use anything, okay, any kind of method, any kind of manifestation technique, any energy work, I understand other people teach, energy work differently, it'll just backfire. That's the universal law. It's completely inevitable. To be in my coaching, you need to first sign up for an hour session. We'll rendezvous, we meet and greet. You tell me your story. I give you advice that if you take this advice and cash it in, so to speak, you will succeed just from one session. You need to sign the coaching agreement after booking the first 1 hour. The steps are also provided on the community board in the post that I recently posted. Literally gives you step-by-step instructions, even how to scan the document, which I understand, a lot of people are technologically not that savvy, as I used to be. I'm becoming more and more savvy, as you may have noticed. I used to be so proud of not being savvy technologically, but I have, I've been taking some classes, so to speak. And upon completion of that session, you need to book the signature coaching package if we decide to move forward. And that is because I need to know if you're on board. There's only so many people I can handle in my coaching at the same time. So if you're not ready to rock and roll, no hard feelings in that sense. I completely understand, but I need to move on to the next person. Okay. And my schedule is really kind of it varies. So if I'm available to take you on at that moment, you should really take advantage of it, because it's not guaranteed that I'm going to be available even the next day to take you on. It just works like that. Again, no hard feeling. So when you sign up, we meet 3 times per week. Okay, this is the intensity I operate with. The reason why is because we need to attack your old belief system, and your old belief system needs to be attacked mercilessly, because it's gotten too cozy with you, and this is why you struggle. This is why you are maybe in pain even right now. Sometime down the road, after 2 to 3 months, which is what I recommend, we can downgrade you to maybe twice a week, once a week, depending on the person. So depending on the situation and the person, we can discuss. And I never keep you in my coaching, God forbid, longer than you have to. I really want you to absorb everything and live your happy life. If you have any questions about anything that I just said, please don't hesitate to contact me. My emails are below. So the topic of today is going to be a really good one: how to have total power over your SP. So again, I really want to stress, because, when I became a coach on YouTube 3 years ago and people asked me to coach them, I first started talking about other things, not some SP related, but mostly I wanted to talk about just the universe at large, just esoteric subjects, etc. And then people asked me to give my opinions and give my take on SPs, etc. And it's funnily enough that the reason I took my deep dive 15 years ago was because I was having problem after problem in my own personal life, and kind of came to a halt at that moment in my life, that I could no longer ignore what was happening in my life. And those of you who know my story, or if you don't know, you can go and watch the video about your coach. Okay, I share some information there and on my predecessor channel as well. But what struck me the most is that when people started asking me to talk about it, and most videos have these like really shiny titles, and they're all kind of circling around, truth be told, manipulation. Okay, truth be told, easy fixes that don't exist. Truth be told, putting a band-aid on a huge wound. Some kind of a, here's like a little trick, here's like this magic spell. And parenthesis here, I do teach how to create a powerful magic spell in my coaching, but it has nothing to do with witchcraft. Okay, I only named it because my channel is called Magic and Miracles. But what it actually is a really powerful intention. And a lot more goes into it than just a simple trick. Okay, there's no trick. The magic spell, the magic trick is you. Okay. And to me, that's really alarming, right? You're in a manifestation circle, and to hear these coaches talk about quick fixes that don't fucking exist, I don't think they themselves, like, literally experienced any success with those methods. Otherwise, they wouldn't be teaching it this way. Otherwise, they would do the deep dive. That this is why I'm so passionate about advertising my coaching, and I take the time to explain it so that you understand how it's actually supposed to be done. Okay, so it has absolutely nothing to do with manipulating another person or having any kind of like override over their free will or forcing yourself onto them, right? It actually has everything to do with reconnecting with your own power and actually understanding how much power you truly hold. Like, you're so powerful that you're unmanifested this person if they're not in your life. You're so powerful that they've ghosted you. Like, that's power too. Like, don't discount that shit, right? You're so powerful you could manifest a whole fucking third party if that's your situation. You're so powerful you could even manifest an abusive person, which I was doing in my own personal life. Okay, up until 15 years ago. That's the kind of fucking power you have. So it's never like exerting your power over anybody else, and not like salivating and hungering after, excuse me, but I'm going to call it what it is, after manipulating somebody and looking at all of these videos and watching videos, first of all, endlessly, how to make them do this, how to do. Like, look at what you're looking for is to gain control over your own emotions and over your own mind. You should really understand this truth. You should never have this illusion that you're that powerful, that you're going to force somebody to do something that they do not want. Right? So it isn't about that at all. It's a lot more elegant and a lot more simple than making somebody do that you're not in any fucking position to do if you're thinking in this desperate way. Okay. So I feel like this right here, what I just gave you, is worth like you sticking around till the end, because I'm going to go into detail into my notes that I wrote down, because this is really fundamentally important for you to just once and for all understand. Forget about your fucking SP. Do you have a handle on your own emotions? Do you have a handle on your own life? Do you have a handle on your own mind? Do you have a handle over yourself? Are you powerful in your own way over your own life? Let's start with that, because the rest will follow. Everything else will follow. If you don't have any control even over your emotions, don't dream of controlling or having power over anybody else. It just doesn't fucking exist. It just doesn't fucking exist. Quantum physics will not like let you do that shit. The universal laws will not let you do that shit. So part with that illusion that you're going to like watch a video, learn a trick, and suddenly become this like master manifester who's going to overlay their will. This is manipulation. When you're going inside and you're starting to seek counsel of nobody else but yourself, how do I feel? What is my projection on the outside? Because they are my projection. They're telling me something about something that I'm thinking, something that I have going on inside. Now, parenthesis here, like a lot of people, those coaches who are heavy duty, like regurgitating Neville Goddard. I love Neville Goddard. I used to love him more before I came to YouTube as a coach, because truth be told, these coaches like really butcher Neville Goddard to death. Like, they really like, they made a franchise out of him, poor guy. Seriously though, like kind of like they made a McDonald's out of a filet mignon. It's really unfortunate what they did. But some of the things that I just don't agree with Neville, and that's okay to disagree with certain teachings. In particular, everybody's you pushed out. Now that's a gross exaggeration, understatement of the century. We're talking about direct personal relationships here. So it's very much true that the people, the persons that day in and day out you see and you interact with, or you have, personal relationships with, i.e., SP or friends, or coworkers, like directly working with you, right? Not some, hater on the internet. I'm not talking about that, which I obviously have, Hi, haters. How's it going? Still hating? Okay. How's that going for you? Never get sick and tired of watching me, huh? Yeah, listen, I thought I knew haters before until I came to the manifestation community. Oh my God, the haters here, fucking bananas. Top notch, may I tell you. Seriously, though, side note here. Where are these cuckoo birds coming from? It's truly mind blowing. So, we're not talking about that. We're talking about SP, friends, father, even mother. I mean, unless, again, all right, if they are turning abusive against you, this is a person, like my belief, every time somebody has been abusive in my life, it was a lesson to learn, to grow a pair, to have more strength, etc. Okay. But the people who are on your frequency, let's start with that. The people who are on your frequency and actually belong in your life, this is the discussion. In other words, again, if that SP was abusive to you, that is not you pushed out. This is just, yes, the representation of your past mama drama panorama, but that doesn't fucking represent who you are. I think that's a really confusing situation that they've established, these coaches. Really. And, my heart goes out to anybody who already like feels bad, about the situation. And then you're being told, like, yeah, that's your fucking fault. No, it just doesn't work like that. Okay. I think people reside on frequencies, and sometimes, yes, through drama, trauma, panorama, you rendezvous with certain people, or you happen to be on that frequency and you rendezvous with somebody, or somebody's coming into your life in order to push you forward. So depending on the situation, it could be different scenarios. So just to kind of like, blanket it, and say, all right, everybody's you pushed, come on, like everybody in the world doesn't exist. Only the people on your frequency, right? So your SP, I would presume, and this is what the conversation is about, is somebody you truly love and adore, not out of desperation, okay? Not because you're settling, not because, you're trauma bonding. Again, they're being abusive towards you and still you're staying, or still you're dreaming of them. That's not fucking love. I'm talking about a real fucking connection here that is pure and genuine. That's what we're talking here. Or at the very least, that you sense that there is connection and you want to explore more. That kind of. And side note here, I'll give you examples from my own personal life, and I meant to do this. I think this is going to be an extra long audio. Um, I've been married twice, okay, before I turned 30. And both marriages ended up, and one was very abusive, the other one still abusive, a little bit less, but still kind of like manipulative, okay? And it's not like, I know exactly how I manifested both marriages. I know exactly how I manifested commitment from other people. I just said the word and it was done. Like, especially with my first husband, I just said it. Like, the first time I met him, in my mind, I said, "You're going to marry me." And a month later, he literally proposed to me. But is this the right person for me? No, because it wasn't on my frequency. Okay, it was a lesson for me to learn. Okay, so very big distinction. It's not like you cannot get commitment. It's not like you cannot have power over people, right, in your immediate environment. All right, it's the caliber of the people that you're attracting. So be very mindful of what I'm about to say. This has only I'm talking directly about somebody who's good for you. Okay. Somebody who's on your actual fucking level, not some fucking trash that you're settling for right now, who may be abusive towards you. And yes, trash they are, because listen, if anybody's being abusive towards somebody, that's just a big fucking no-no in my book, because I've experienced it galore. before. Okay. And maybe this is why I've experienced it. See, everything has a place in the universe. So I could talk to you about it, guys, years later. So, a couple of questions, right? What does your mind go directly to when you think about your SP? Now that we've covered everything and I did this, big kind of situation intro, is it desperation? Is it I'm not good enough? Is it worry? Is it stress? Right? So, what are you immediately feeling? Like I'm talking about your SP right now. Does your stomach drop? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling maybe even slightly depressed? Or maybe a lot depressed? Or maybe feeling hopeless? And all of the above, okay? This is using your power, but in reverse. Okay. And you need to figure out why on earth would you push away your own desire from yourself? So that's one. The number two is, are you feeling resentful towards them? So obviously it's not a happy fucking situation, is why you're listening to this audio, right? They might have had, again, a third party, maybe even cheated on you. Now, again, for me, everybody could make a mistake. It's not that. But if it's repetitive, I consider that abuse, right? It's not a happy situation. Even if they cheated once, maybe they even tried to make amends, and now you're kind of resentful, right? So your forgiveness is key to having power back in your court. Right now, if you're resentful, again, if you're feeling hopeless when you're thinking about them, and on top of it, resentful that they're not with you, or they cheated on you, or they went with a third party, or they just not returning your calls, or they're not calling you, or whatever, they're not doing what you want them to do. This is a heavy duty energy again. So just like I discussed doing energy work, like you cannot show up kind of like a little salad, right? A little dirty, as it were, energetically speaking, and start commanding anybody. You're not in a position to, again. So those two things, what am I feeling as I'm thinking about them? Where does my mind go to directly? The kind of proposition, the kind of storytelling that I'm doing around this topic. And am I still dwelling on what has occurred? Am I not letting myself to get past that shit, again, provided it's not abuse, and start developing a new understanding, a new rapport, a new telepathy, a new thought transmission, that's having total power over them. Now, again, I want to repeat myself. The power starts with you. It's the most powerful thing to start understanding how you are directly affecting this person, right? If you get up in the morning and before you even your feet touch the floor or whatever, or you put your feet in the slippers like I do, and you go and brush your teeth, what is the immediate thought? If you start thinking about them, that is what you are producing. So you're using your power in reverse. So, my darling, the number one order of business, first of all, you need to turn that shit around. If you want to have any power over anything, any area of your life. Now, by the way, all of my audios, if you haven't noticed, they apply to everything, not just SP. If it's money, if it's SP, if it's whatever, some kind of a situation, the detachment of this anger, of this resentment needs to fucking happen if you are to change anything, right? If you are to apply your power benevolently, again, it becomes about, quite frankly, a laser sharp focus. That's the name of the game. If you are going to change any kind of circumstance, especially in a really powerful, really determined way, has to be, I'm committed to a new timeline. I'm committed to a new version. I'm letting go, okay, of this resentment. I'm letting go of this past version, again, provided that they were not abusive. And I'm allowing myself to entertain a new emotion around this person. That's the only way this is going to happen. This is the only way it's going to happen. This is the only way it's going to happen. Don't wait for them to come and start apologizing to you. Don't wait for them to start, proposing to you. Don't wait for shit to happen on its own. You're making it happen. You're activated this departure of them. You activated the third party. In the same manner, you're going to activate a different fucking timeline, a different version. And yes, you'll get your fucking proposal. You'll get your, whatever the fuck you please. You'll get your flowers. You get your dates. You get your phone call. the emotion, the energy that is going to start reverberating across your universe, okay, in your 360 bubble, needs to start be needs to generate from your heart chakra, however you want to say it, from your being. Your being is the generator of reality, and it's all frequency based, all emotion based. So do you understand, like, not everything deserves your attention, therefore the mama drama panorama, once processed, doesn't deserve your attention anymore. You need to disconnect emotionally from that. If you're still encountering shit throughout your day that, you know what, may have upset you previously, now there is no more triggers because you have this handle. You are controlling your emotions and you're controlling your mind. And you're saying to yourself, you know what? I have to be super selective about where I place my golden attention and my energy, because I need to come to my ambition as a golden Buddha is to be in the desired frequency 90% of the time. Okay, 90% of the time, you need to be with your creation. If you really want to turbocharge this process, I'm just giving you how it really works. Okay, now at first blush, you may be like, Anna, that's too much. I agree. If you're just starting out, you know what? Get yourself to at least 51%. All right. That's how you take control of the company, right? So 51%, 60%, and then work it. And with laser sharp focus, only focus on the things that you appreciate about this person. Obviously, you appreciate some things about this person, otherwise you wouldn't dream of them, right? Otherwise you wouldn't salivate after them, otherwise you wouldn't be, wanting them and thinking about them, right? But the thing is, and this is another really like powerful distinction, it isn't that they're God and you are not. Okay, you are saying to yourself, I am powerful. It's not that I'm not powerful. I'm so powerful again that I could unfucking manifest them, make them invisible out of my reality. I am powerful as fucking shit. They're not above me in that sense. What I am doing is I'm using my power wisely now. I'm putting it back in my corner and I'm deciding how I'm going to color. With what energy am I going to color this version now? So if I, the God of my reality, the golden Buddha, I'm going to choose the emotion of passion, the emotion of love, genuine love, not like, "Oh, I'm obsessed with you," no, no, no. Real kind of like unconditional love, forgiving love, this kind of love, all right? Real love, the real, true, wholesome love. Then this person, yes, they're under my power. They're under my power because I, as an artist of my life, as the artist of my creation, get to paint whatever the fuck I please. Notice how there's no forcing in the situation. Notice how they're not above you. Notice how, yes, you're equal, but more than that, you're the one who's creating this person now from scratch. You're connecting to the parallel reality, parallel version, but for your human mind, if you want to just imagine that you're doing it from scratch, let's start over. How do I want to see you now? Because this version does exist. Okay. And if I, with my power, start deciding you are lovely towards me, you're gaga for me, you can't get enough of me, you, in fact, are dreaming about me right now, you have always been dreaming about me. I'm just waking up to my fucking power to start using it wisely, not to torture myself and tell myself I'm insignificant, the third party is more significant, and dooba dooba doo, and I'm getting older, and all these things I hear in my coaching. But I'm actually becoming more aware, where am I placing my attention? If I want to activate this person to be lovely to me, for them to want to marry me, then this is where my attention goes and nowhere fucking else. And again, this is a muscle you have to develop through practice, quite frankly. Every time you're tempted to think of the mama drama panorama, how they've wronged you, how they've done this, that, and the other, you say to yourself, listen, do I really want to experience this shitty version again, let's just say, or something undesirable? No, been there, done that, okay? Been down to the fun house, all right? Seen the fucking crooked mirrors, not so much fun, all right? Really not fun at all, at all, at all, okay? I don't want that. What do I want? I want the most perfect possible version. And this version but exists but right now. But listen, but the most kind of asshole, all right, can be turned around provided they were not abusive. I've experienced it in my life. This is how I know. When I say the most kind of asshole, maybe they were disrespectful towards you, maybe they were rude, maybe they were this, that, and the other, not crossing over to abuse, okay? That's another distinction I want to make. I've done this in my life over and over, but I mean, somebody would go from, yes, kind of an asshole, all right, all of a sudden changing their tune, sometimes overnight in my practice, because I deliberately, with laser sharp focus, on the version that I wanted to experience. And they were so accommodating, so lovely to me. So just everything I wrote down, okay, everything that I connected to emotionally and on purpose made it my point to say, all right, this is what I'm making you now, my creation. I am not beneath you and I am not above you. You are my creation, you see. You see how much like more artistic this becomes and more kind of like really fluid and not forcing at all, but at all, really creative, in fact. So when I use words like command your SP and command with confidence, it has nothing to do with force. It's just you getting off your ass, starting to use your power benevolently and with benevolently towards yourself, first and foremost, right? But benevolently towards the SP, like I am going to create a benevolent version over here. And parenthesis here still, it's not unimportant that when you suffer, your suffering reverberates across the universe still. It affects other people, this energy. So when you're happy, you in fact not only benefiting yourself, but other people too. Isn't that wonderful? So, of course, the universe wants you to be happy in that sense. So, you're telling your creation what it's going to be. You're not fucking asking it. Again, this is not narcissism. This is not overriding somebody's, free will or whatever. This is simply telling your creation, hey, you're going to be shaped round. You're going to be color red. You're going to be what, if you were a painter or a sculptor, something like this. It's not by force. And this is what I really want you to pay attention to. Because if you get this, I think this will really just set you free something amazing. It's not by force trying to overcome your own fears and insecurities. This will never work. So, in other words, you not, again, how I started out saying, you kind of like putting a little fucking band aid, okay, with your method or with your commanding, which is a distorted kind of commanding, not wanting to look within what's actually bothering you, why you're feeling so insecure, why you need to fall asleep to 10,000 affirmations or whatever the fuck else is out there, okay, which is a waste of time. Let's just be honest here. We're all adults here, okay? So, why do I need to force it, trying to overcome my own fears and insecurities, where actually I can look within and try to find out why am I forcing it rather than being artistic about it? If I'm forcing it, then within your energy, there is still mama drama panorama that you either refuse to look at or you just, I don't know, maybe are unaware. But at this point, you probably are, because you've been in this discomfort for years, for decades in some cases. Am I right? Of course I'm right. I deal with these people in my coaching all the time. You're an artist. Just realize you're an artist. You're not supposed to force shit. Ask any artist. I'm sure a lot of you, listen, outside YouTube, I'm coaching artists only, like in the entertainment business, singers, songwriters, stand-up comedians. If you ask an artist, when do you create the best? And they will tell you, when I'm most relaxed. Okay, when I'm not forcing shit. And I can say the same thing. I'm also designing dresses, okay? I can never do my work right if I'm stressed. In fact, by now, I know enough. It's been years now that I've been doing it, and I know not to do it. If I'm stressed, if I'm anything like that, I cannot channel as I'm channeling right here, right now, if I'm stressed or whatever. No, it cannot be. First of all, I don't allow myself to stress. I just resolve it in 5 seconds, what it is my thought. But just to explain that you cannot be in this worry, stress energy and create as a true artist, as a true Modigliani, as a true Monet that you really are, as a true golden Buddha. So you're an artist, you're painting whatever the fuck you please, so long as it's benevolent and loving. Loving towards yourself and therefore loving towards your SP. You always start with you. If you project out love towards their heart, only the benevolent and the loving person will come back. And that's power, all right. But benevolent power, you see? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they have not been nice to you or kind to you all this time before. Again, I know this from my own personal experience, not just in personal relationships, but in business. Okay. Some relationships, quite frankly, that I just needed to turn around. Didn't really want to, but needed to. Okay. And then this person turned out to be such a teddy bear that I was like mind blown. Like, seriously, universe always tops your expectations. So this right here, what I just gave you, right? Not by force, okay? But being an artist, how much easier does it become? When you have the clean slate, you can paint anew on a blank canvas. If you are forcing shit, this just means that you're trying to overcome your fears and insecurities once more. So understanding the whole foundation on which creation is based. Not forcing, not negating, not eradicating, but creating something that you actually prefer and placing all of your energy and focus and attention there. Where is your energy currently? Is this with the old version? Dooba dooba doo, they done me wrong, this and that, the situation will never change, I'm getting older again, all this fucking mumbo jumbo, right? Listen, at some point you're gonna have to decide which world you want to belong to, which SP you're going to version you want to be with. Okay, the one that disappears, the one that ghosts you, the one that is not so nice, or you fucking committed, okay? You committed to the version that is absolutely fucking mind blown by you, as Gaga wants to marry you, all again, not at all forcing, but creating with energy and focus and attention. This is the power that you have over your SP. In other words, if you want love, be love. Embody this love feeling. If you want money, be money. If you want commitment, be commitment. Feel it in your body. Become this energy, not by chasing, not by, looking up them on social media, but actually becoming the powerhouse, the energetic powerhouse that illuminates, okay, the entire universe, your 360 bubble with a different kind of radiance, a different kind of energy. This is power, ladies and gentlemen. This is real, silent, but really powerful way to create anything and have power over any situation and any person. Doesn't matter what it looks like right now. Forcing, manipulating, trying to chase, that's for fucking amateurs who have no fucking clue what manifestation even is to begin with. But you're intelligent people here. I'm talking to intelligent crowd here. So it's making your SP yours vibrationally first. This is the commitment that you're looking for. Making your SP yours vibrationally first. They're here with me. I can feel their essence. I've already made them mine, and I've chosen the kind of version that I truly want. Not this shit show situation. No, thank you. Been there, done that. And again, hopefully it's not too bad. And, we can discuss in session, okay, if and when we'll rendezvous. But the thing is, no, thank you. I want the best version, and I can feel them here vibrationally. They are already mine. So what does it become then, right? As discussed in previous audio, the quantum entanglement, which is so true, by the way, okay? You have so many opportunities to change the situation around. It's mind-blowing. I mean, it really just is, all right? If you're thinking it, they're thinking it. If you're not thinking it, they're not thinking it either. Like, let's just say as an example, if you're thinking that because you're getting older, they're not going to prefer you, they're going to prefer a younger person instead of you, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Because you're the artist. You're the artist, the only artist in town that's worth talking about. All right. So imagine you're like Jesus. Okay. You're walking on water. You're the only kind of situation happening. You're the hottest chick in the game, hottest dude in the game. I don't know how else to say it. Okay. You're all powerful. You're the only artist in town. All right. So you're the artist who is going to produce these thoughts and project them into their mind. What are you doing with this energy? What are you doing with this power? If you're going to reverse that shit and say, you know what, they don't give a flying fuck how old I am. Okay, they love me exactly for who I am because I'm wonderful. I'm a good person. I'm good at what I do. I'm generous. I'm kind. I'm blue, blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what's going to play in their fucking mind. But I've tested it, but verbatim. The person would come back to me and tell me, but exactly what I thought and wrote down. And for those of you new, again, go watch my very first live on this channel where I discuss how I manifested a second proposal from a person that, you know, it was just an experiment, but go see it. Like that, my magic spell, my powerful intention came true, but fucking verbatim. I mean, listen, not for nothing, I was blown away. And like I said, I have so much experience around this that it's mesmerizing how the universe works. It really just is. It just proves my point. You are the only artist in town. Because on this level, right, if you're thinking it, they're thinking it. On this level, on this frequency, this parallel reality, this is the only game in town. This is what's happening and nothing fucking else. So if you're doing something else right now, it doesn't mean, even if you've done it for like, I don't know, again, decades, years, months, whatever your situation happens to be, doesn't mean that you cannot drop it and start being a part of a different reality. But immediately, okay, by starting to think something else, just no need for explanation, no need for anything. Who the fuck are you explaining anything to? You're the only artist in town. You're the golden Buddha. I want to start a change right now. I'm utilizing my power really wisely this time around, really benevolently, really lovingly towards myself and towards this person. And listen, you're never overriding anybody's free will. You're just connecting to that version of that person. So even if they're with a third party, you very benevolently, not like, I hate the third party. No, forget that shit. Let that shit go. Listen, it's going to help you, but tremendously, to let all of the resentment go, even if the person fucked you, or even if that third party was nasty to you, blah, 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 blah. Even if other people fucked you over, like the haters, I kid them so much because you know what? It's like Jesus, you know, they know not what they do. It doesn't serve you to carry this resentment for your own fucking sake. For your own fucking sake. Okay, confirmation from the outside galore. I don't know if you can hear it. The beeping of the honking. It will only affect your manifestations and your world, and that's too heavy duty price to pay. Okay, you deserve a happy living. You deserve a happy life. You just start introducing a new idea. You know, I really feel, again, as I started out saying, I really feel we have a wonderful connection together. So however the universe needs to rearrange shit on my behalf, since I'm coming to the table with benevolence and pure intentions only, it will fucking happen in the most mesmerizing of ways that you don't need to like lift a fucking finger, may I tell you. But lift a fucking finger. You just state your desire. I want us to be together. It would be so wonderful because I really feel this connection with you. All right? And this is the thought you're sending out instead of your previous mumbo jumbo. I hate the fucking third party. Why did you choose her? And she sucks, and or he sucks. It serves you not. Drop that shit. Start sending out, but not like not in a competitive way either. Like I'm better, choose me. No, 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 no. No, I'm talking that you really genuinely have a connection with this person. And now you're simply dwelling on that alone. And whatever the fuck needs to rearrange itself, it just will. It just magically will. Like a mosaic, you know, the 360 bubble around you will just totally reconstruct itself to the point where, you know, I've had these experiences sometimes where the person comes back and I played around with the universe like quite a bit, in a joking manner and in a serious manner, like when it really mattered to me and when it didn't matter to me, right? So a person would come back to me and would say to me, no, there was never a third party, let's just say, just as an example. I don't want to, give too many personal details away, but no, that never happened. Oh, I never said that. To this degree, you will rearrange your universe, that you will jump to another timeline where this third fucking party never even fucking existed. Now, wouldn't that be wonderful? And you'll be like, yeah, 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 Anna, yeah, yeah. How do I sign up? And sometimes I, again, in a joking manner, I experimented where people, like on purpose, several times in my life, I played around with the universe, and I made some people forget completely who I was. Like, I mean, it was as if they pretended to not know me, but it was real. They were like, I've never met you before, miss. Like, I go to Bergdorf's all the time, and there's a gentleman that usually helps me there. And one time I played this joke with myself and saying, I'm going to go in there and Tom is not going to recognize me, but at all, at all, at all. In fact, he's going to be like, I don't know you, lady, kind of situation. But I've known him for years and it happened. So this is how crazy this shit can work. And he wasn't joking, parenthesis here, okay? And then I, put it back to normal. It was not a joke. It literally, you can visit these parallel worlds and stay there if you want to. I've even had people who, side note here, that I dated in the past, like this is like 8 years ago. Um, and I just, stated a very lightheartedly, mind you. Very lightheartedly, like, see how not forceful this is. And I said, I want to meet people who I've dated, maybe a couple of people that I've dated in the past, and I want to meet with them again and for them to completely not recognize me. And this shit happened. But I'm telling you, it happened. It was spooky and fun all at the same time. But I just wanted to prove to myself yet again, as if I didn't have, other examples in my life, and starting in childhood, really. To some people, again, it will be strange or spooky, but I just wanted to prove to myself that what I'm teaching is real. The parallel timeline, parallel reality concept is so real, you don't even understand how deep this goes. So just because you've been thinking and sending the waves of frustration and sorrow and depression, this and that and the other, towards this SP doesn't mean that, like, you don't owe an explanation, you don't owe an apology to that reality. The only apology you owe, really, if there's anybody, is yourself, and I'm so sorry, darling. You can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm so sorry, darling, for putting you through this hell. But even the fucking hell is educational, so nothing's really wasted in that sense. So just because you've done something for X amount of years, or maybe decades, maybe all your fucking life, all right, doesn't mean that you cannot drop it, but immediately, and start sending other things. But the thing is, again, people don't change in one instant, okay? Don't change their mind. It happens gradually. You need to ascend to this new frequency gradually. It will be too jarring for you. I've had quantum leaps also in my life that were really extreme, really sudden. And let me tell you something, it's a little bit overwhelming. So it's best for you, like, for even for your body, to quantum leap gradually, okay? And so finally, your power over them works best when you're easy about it, right? It's all about the ease of it. Like, grass doesn't strain to grow, right? Seasons don't strain to change. Everything just happens, flows and ebbs, and just really happens naturally around you. You're part of this universe. It's supposed to be just as natural for you too. When it's easy for you, when it's kind of like matter of fact, yeah, they're going to propose to me. I think they're going to propose to me. But I mean, I've done this like so many different ways. When you are grounded, right, within your confidence, your solid, real, wholesome confidence of, like, I know my worth, I know my power, I know how to utilize it. I know when I'm using it against myself, and I notice it and I gently correct myself, right? I know that I'm grounded within my power. Then it's just a light touch, right? Of a word, a sentence. I want this guy to propose to me. There's nothing standing in your way. No mama drama panorama, no unresolved emotions, no anger, no unforgiveness, no resentment, nothing. And you just gently introduce a new idea. You know what? You're gaga over me. And in fact, you're so gaga over me. Doesn't matter if you haven't seen them. It really doesn't matter. Telepathy works like magic. I mean, you want to know real fucking magic? Telepathy. Okay? You can transform your life top to bottom with telepathy. Okay? And you just drop in an idea. You want to marry me, but they haven't seen you in years. Doesn't fucking matter. You want to marry me. You were an asshole to me before, but now you've changed your mind. But all that you did is you jumped again to a parallel timeline where this person was always in love with you. You just again got off your ass, started using this power benevolently towards yourself. So again, I'm coming back around to the same idea. The power or the total power over your SP is in fact the total power over yourself in this case and in every case. And with the energy work that I teach in my I almost said college, in my coaching. Oh my god, too funny. With the energy work that I teach in my coaching, it helps you again be more responsible, be more determined, be more focused. And when you place the focus day in and day out, the minute you get up, okay, even if you feel grumpy in the morning, this and that, you remember what you did. You remember what you've done energetically, the kind of decisions that you made. You hold it in position. This SP has no choice but to change, in quotations. No fucking bloody choice. But I mean, no choice whatsoever. None, zero. You will be amazed and dazzled at the results. It will be like they have always been this way. I just haven't paid attention. I misinterpreted. And not to gaslight yourself, not like that. But literally, you will have jumped timelines so much that your memories will change of this person. I've had that happen to me. Okay. And you will be happy that that is so. Again, provided they were not abusive. You'll be like, oh, yeah, now I remember all these other times that they were so lovely to me. They were so accommodating. I was just on my fucking train of mama drama panorama and I misinterpreted the shit. This is reality, guys. And when you make them vibrationally this way, this person, now that you actually want to interact with, again, don't talk yourself into bullshit. If you are going to do it, you have this earthly experience, live it to the fullest, okay? If you're going to do this, create something worth being around. Okay, go all the way, 100%, nothing less. Okay, the person that you'll actually want to hang out with, the person that you actually want to marry or have kids with, or do whatever the fuck. Okay, so making them vibrationally yours first and holding it in position this way with laser sharp focus. Again, not forcing, but you now entertaining a brand new reality. Just a brand new reality that feels more familiar now to you. Because, truth be told, again, before you came to this earthly experience, you were supposed to live out the golden Buddha blueprint, the golden Buddha reality. It will feel more familiar. This other shit show world that you will leave behind will feel like, what the fuck was I ever doing there? Why was I torturing myself for so long? Well, you know what? Sometimes you do need to experience contrast. You need to experience something really painful, as I started out saying, and to come to this realization that no, you know what? My preference, my familiarity lays with this. It's with this golden Buddha status. It's with this fairy tale. This is what's true. This is what's authentic. This is where I actually belong. And before too long, darlings, ladies and gentlemen, you will feel so imbued, so at home with this reality. Again, it's not going to feel like forcing whatsoever, but whatsoever. The power that you will have over your reality, over your SP, and whatever else will just be natural to you. Just like showing up every morning to a brand new canvas, or the canvas that you actually liked, that you painted, that you actually like, and admiring it and tweaking it and adding some more and really having fun at it, not forcing it at all, but being, for the first time in your life, maybe actually vibrationally creative. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me again is below. Until next time, ciao, ciao.